What's up, y'all? Happy to be back. It's been a long 2 weeks. And then in this episode, we're going to be deep diving on basically what I have been doing for the last week because I've been gone, what Christian's been doing. We talk a little bit about New York, and then we start talking about how you get out the 5 stages of grief. And then don't forget to stick around for the 5-minute fitness tip. You feel me? What's up, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of the Huddle. You know what it is. I'm here with my co-host,
Christian Roddy,
and my producer,
SC Masson.
Sir, he off the yak, so he feeling some type of way. It's been a while.
so fucking loud. I can tell it's been a while.
It's been a while. I got the energy today, you know, even though I got like a low-key migraine, but it don't matter to me. I stay ready, so I don't have to get ready.
I just got to fight through it.
But yeah, how's your week been?
Yo, it's been good. It's Friday.
How's your 2 weeks been? Because we ain't talking about 2 weeks now, so
Yeah, man.
it's been like 10 days.
Damn near forgot all about you.
I can tell my boy ain't been hitting me up nothing.
Nah, but it's been chill. Spending way. All right, so we were talking about summer bucket list, and Karen must have heard about that because we've been knocking things out on that list.
Checking the list off.
It's like in the last 2 weeks, I've probably been on the beach like 6 times.
God damn.
And my son,
My boy getting sun.
I'm pretty
Look,
white, so I get sunburned very
not
easily.
today. You burnt today.
Yeah,
Toast.
I know. But white person problems.
Yeah.
But no, it's been pretty good. Yeah, we spent a little time down in Mission Bay. Got a boat out there. Hung out with some friends. Obviously, 4th of July a little while back. Spent time at the beach there, and then just been trying to soak up as much sun as possible while we got the beautiful weather out here. But other than that, I really want to spend time talking about your week since you've been MIA. But really, let you kind of share.
Yeah. No, this last week I was in unexpected trip back to the East Coast. I was in New York. So I spent majority of my time in New York and then in Connecticut. But yeah, I mean, went back to the East Coast. Definitely had a lot of fun out there. I made the best of it. Glad to have like certain people in my circle to make obviously a tough time better. So it was dope. Did a lot of sightseeing. It's not my first time in New York, but it was like my first time my girl was in New York and my mom was in New York. My stepmom was in New York. So it was cool, like showing them around and like showing them different boroughs. Do you know the 5 boroughs?
No.
No? Damn. So it's Manhattan, Brooklyn, the Bronx, Queens, and then Long Island.
Okay.
So those are the 5 boroughs. And then so we damn near went to all of them except for Long Island. Long Island is a little out there. So and I don't know anybody in Long Island, so that's why I was like I didn't even bother going out that way. So but yeah, it was dope. We did a lot of stuff. So.
I don't know. So you said you went to New York, a little bit of time in Connecticut.
Yeah.
I think originally you said you were going to stop in Colorado on the way. Did you end up doing that?
No. So the real reason I was going to go to Colorado is to kind of help my pops out because my pops had knee surgery, knee replacement surgery. So I was going to go out there and help him and then fly out to the East Coast. But he ended up not going just because it was just going to be too much for his like knee and all that. So
Yeah.
But yeah, the main reason that I went out there was because my grandma passed away actually. So yeah, RIP. But yeah, it was just one of those like unexpected trips where like you know what it is. It's like, man, it is what it is. So
Yeah.
went out there, but again, made the best of it. And got to see like some friends I was in the military with that I haven't seen in a while, and then got to see some family that I haven't seen in a while. And got to see another part of like my homie's crib where I haven't seen in a while. So like it was dope. I went out there with T, so that was
Hey,
tight.
there you go.
Got to go see the Bronx.
Damn,
Yeah.
Bronx.
Yeah, and it was crazy is I have family in the Bronx too, but I didn't realize that. And they're like, "Yeah, we stay in the Bronx." I was like, "What the fuck?" I was like, "Yeah."
Like staying with who?
And I was like, "Where at?" And they were like, literally like up the street from my boy's crib.
Wow. I don't
Yeah.
know. So where's? I mean, one of your homies, T. He's also
Yeah.
in the fitness industry. Where's he from?
He's from the Bronx.
Okay, is that where his family's from, or
No, his family is Dominican,
Okay.
so they're from the DR, but he's from the Bronx.
Sheesh.
And that's like majority of the Bronx is Dominicans. And it's crazy. Like all these Dominicans, I go to the Bronx and then I go to New York. Well, New York's full of like Dominicans and like Puerto Ricans and like Colombians and like all those like weird ethnic like places. But like I go there and everyone thinks I'm Dominican because all these Dominicans are like black. They look like damn near like, bro, they look like me.
Damn.
A bunch of black people walking around and they all just speaking fluent Spanish. So they hit me with the Spanish and I'm like, nunca papi, nunca. I don't speak none of that, bro.
Oh my God.
So yeah.
Damn, was food hot, fire out there?
Fire, bro.
Damn.
So yeah, we went to his crib the first day, and I got some like nice homemade Dominican food cooked up by his mom and then by his brother's wife. So Dominican food was heat. That's so fire. And then I had to get some Chinese food. Chinese food fire.
It's different on the East Coast.
I'm telling you, bro, the Chinese food fire on the East Coast is way different. Got some pizza. Had to go to the spot that I always go to.
What's it called?
It's Joe's Pizzeria.
Sheesh.
Yeah.
Ooh. So, side note.
Not mistaken for Joey's Pizzeria.
Nah. Side note. How long have they been in business? Do you know? Just like, has it been there forever?
As far as I know, yeah.
Oh, okay. Because I was watching Barstool Sports, the guy that does the One Bite. He just went to a new spot, and he was like, yeah, everybody been telling me to go to the spot, but they've been in business for like literally 6 months.
Damn.
And it was one of the number one pizzas he's ever had.
Really?
Yeah.
Was it in New York?
I don't know. I don't remember. But
I was looking up at Barstool to see like where like his favorite, where he's been at. A lot of them were like Upper Manhattan, and I think a couple were like in Brooklyn, and then I think there was I think that's where it was. I think a majority was like Upper Manhattan and Brooklyn area. So I didn't get to go to any of those spots, but I was planning on it, and I was like, you know what, like, I'm gonna go.
Why am I wasting my time?
Yeah, I went to two actually when I was out there because I went to one like the hole in the wall that we walked to. It was pretty good. I got a margarita pizza, and I usually don't get that, so that's probably kind of why I didn't like it as much. But then I went to Old Faithful Joe's, and Joe hooked it up.
There it is.
All he do is got pizza, bro. So yeah, it was fire.
I don't know.
And I'm trying to think of what else I ate.
Yeah, it was cracking me up because I think he gave it like an 8 or an 8.1. And then like literally a little bit of the video goes in longer, and he's like, you know what? I think I'm being too biased just because they've been in business so long. And I think you got to be like this grandpa from Italy making pizza. He's like, that was like an 8.6.
Damn.
He's like, yeah.
That's pretty good.
For him, it's like one of his highest ratings. He's like, that might be one of the best pizzas I've ever had.
Oh, yeah, that's high.
Another thing I was going to ask you is like, how do these areas get these names? So like the Bronx, like, so I know that's like Brooklyn, but it's like, we don't walk around saying San Diego and call, some people do like Dago, but if you say the Bronx anywhere in America, they're like, oh yeah, I know what that's.
I honestly don't know how the Bronx got their name, but that's legit the name of the city. It's called the Bronx.
Oh, what? For real?
Like for real. Like that's the name of the actual borough.
Really?
It's called the Bronx. Like,
oh, shit.
It's not like slang for anything.
Oh, it's not?
No, yeah.
Oh, that's just a hard name then.
Yeah, it's just a tough name. It's just called the Bronx.
Damn, my uncultured ass.
Yeah. So yeah, we went to the Bronx, and we went to the bodega. Got some sandwiches at the bodega that was fire.
Like, so a bodega or the bodega?
It's a bodega, but
I didn't even know what that thing meant until a couple months ago.
That's just a Dominican term for like
markets.
Yeah, like the market. What's crazy is like everyone in New York knows it by the bodega. Like regardless of where you're at, it's like, yeah, we're going to the bodega, and it's like, so yeah, I got a breakfast sandwich from one of the bodegas. I got a bacon, egg, and cheese. You feel me? That's got to be a one word sentence. And then I got a sandwich at another spot, so that was pretty fire. And then went to Brooklyn. Went to a nice like rooftop place in Brooklyn. Brooklyn's super nice now. Like really nice. I was surprised when I went to Brooklyn. I was like, this is Brooklyn? Well, at least like
the parts you were in.
Yeah, the parts where I was, like East Brooklyn, like it's pretty nice. I mean, not East Brooklyn, like West Side Brooklyn is pretty nice. Like right when you get over at Manhattan Bridge and like right when you get over Brooklyn Bridge, like it's pretty nice over there. It's all gentrified, so it's like really, really nice.
All what?
All like gentrified.
The fuck's that mean?
Like, I don't want to say. I want to give you the proper term.
I'll look it up later. This motherfucker using words.
No, I want to give you the proper term. I don't want to give you like the slang term.
So after Brooklyn's gentrification,
So yeah, I mean, it basically is that. I mean, so like, it's just real nice now. And
cool. When was the last time you were there?
Last time I was there, but I don't think I went to Brooklyn last time I was there. It was 2-3 years ago last time I was there, but I was spending the majority of my time in Queens. So I was in Queens the whole time. And yeah, that's the real name. It's called Queens.
Just had to let me know.
But yeah, it was dope. Dope little spot in a rooftop bar. Super nice. And there's a bunch of like rooftop spots over there that I didn't know until we were out there. And what's crazy is like one of my boys that lives in Queens, like he he obviously lives in New York, and he still hasn't been to like a lot of places in New York.
It's
like,
just so much.
Yeah,
It's so compact.
I forgot what they said. They said that if you tried every spot in Manhattan, you still, I feel like, I forgot what it was. It was like if you tried every like restaurant in Manhattan, you would never try the same restaurant twice.
That makes sense.
Like I think in a year time span or something like that. I don't know.
Well, even not only that, but they probably just open up spots all the time too.
And bro, there's so many restaurants there. Like there's a restaurant on every goddamn corner.
Well, from my understanding is like one, these are pretty compacted cities, like they build up, not out. And then based on the weather of the year and based on the transportation being so bad there, as we were kind of talking about offline, a lot of people like mostly it comes up in our conversations as gyms, but if the gym's not in their building or like on that block, they're not going.
Yeah, yes and no, because there's a lot of like, so yeah, yes and no, like they're not gonna go, but again, they build up, so there's a lot of gyms there, but they're just always in like there's sporadic spots where you'll walk by and you're like, oh, there's a gym right here.
Yeah.
And like you gotta like we went to the gym out there. It's called Blink Fitness, and there was like 2 stories, but it was like, well, it was 3 stories essentially because you walk in and then you go up to the second story and then that's like where the cardio and stuff is, and then the third story was like, but it wasn't like a giant like huge like gym.
No, it's just that's the way they had to construct it.
Exactly, like it's like you would have to go far out of the city to get like a gym like ours.
Yeah.
Where it's like a giant like facility. Yeah.
But yeah, that's what I was thinking about with like there being so many restaurants. Like they got to do that to get the people in their area because they're not going to travel too far unless it's like you actually are going to the restaurant of destination, not like, oh, I'm grabbing something to eat. Like that's why people go to the bodega. And that's why bodegas are so hot because it's like they're like, oh, I know it's gonna be at the bottom of my building or something.
Oh God, it's always on the corner right there, bro. You just go to the bodega and get a fire sandwich, and there's so many combinations you can get. But and also like what's crazy is the like the living situation and like how everything is like again like everything's built up, and like you have to again like if you're gonna go travel to like a gym that like kind of like ours, like everything is outside too. Like there's so many parks and like so many people are outside.
Here or there?
There. Like you'd be surprised how many people are like just chilling outside at the park, and there's so many outdoor basketball courts, outdoor tennis courts, or like there's an outside gym like right underneath the Manhattan Bridge. So nice.
I think I was reading something where to build in these areas now, like new construction and stuff like that, the city makes you designate a certain part of your like project to public usable space.
I wouldn't doubt it.
And it's like otherwise your permit won't get approved.
I wouldn't doubt it.
So that's why you'll see so many like common areas, small little parks and stuff like that are a part of like newer construction out in that area. I remember seeing that somewhere and I was like, that's so cool.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, it's cool because, and what's crazy is again, we're going back to like the transportation like thing, like 30 minutes here is like a long way. Like a 30-minute drive is going to get you far. Like it's normal for us to take a 30-minute drive because
we can go from one side of the county to the other in 30 minutes.
And majority of the times we have to. Like if we're going to make a 30-minute drive, it's like because we have to get over to that place.
Yeah.
A 30-minute drive over there is like down the fucking block. And you're like, well, I could have just walked this shit. So that's why majority of the time we were out there, we kind of like just walked, and yeah. Walking ain't it.
Damn, get a bunch of steps in.
Walking ain't it in the summertime, bro. It's hot in that mug.
Yeah, I guess what's the weather like out there? Because we're spoiled Californians for us listening. Like people move here and we're like, oh, how you liking the weather so far? Because we're idiots.
Bro, the weather out here.
like if I was to pack to go to the East Coast right now and I didn't look at the information that I have accessible to me, like the weather channel, weather app and all that on my phone, I would think like to pack like, oh, it's the East Coast. Like I watch Friends, that bitch is always snowing.
Hell no, bro.
So I would pack probably multiple pairs of pants. I'd pack probably at least one jacket, two jackets in the summer.
Bro, you be the hottest man out there. Bro, nah, it's so hot out there, bro. It's, oh my God. The fact that I even wore black some of the days was beyond me. Like I was like, girl, I don't even know why I wore black this day. But I wore shorts damn near every day I was out there. It was so hot, and I was sweating like a motherfucker, bro. It's like so hot and humid, and it doesn't help because you're just surrounded by buildings and like cars and like people and like the subway and like the sewer. Like all that is just all in one spot, and it's just it's just heat coming from every direction, and it's no like open space to ventilate that shit out. So it's just hot and nasty in that like in the city, and it's just like damn, like plus especially if you're in Manhattan and Times Square, it's like motherfuckers everywhere. Like there's so many people, and like it's so nasty. But yeah, and then even when we travel to Connecticut, like Connecticut's like a little bit more open. It's still on top of each other. Like they still have houses that build up, and like there's still like colonial homes, like in a sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, even out there, it was very humid. Like it was so humid out there. But yeah, it was cool though. Like food was great, energy was great. It was good seeing family. Good being back on the East Coast. The East Coast vibe is always fun, just because like completely different vibe from SoCal. So.
I was about to say with the different vibes, like culturally, obviously. We don't have that many Dominicans over here, but you know we have a lot of other stuff, a lot of other cultures mixed down here in San Diego. But I guess I don't want to say, I'm trying to find the right word for it, but like music, fashion, like what was it all like? Like if you were to just go from like point A to point B throughout your day, would you be like, man, this culture is like way different?
Oh, for sure, 100%.
Yeah,
and it's crazy is like. You'll see it too off rip. As soon as you get there, you'll be like, oh damn, like I'm not in California anymore. And it's like,
what's different?
So
from our perspective, someone probably on the East Coast would be listening.
I will know exactly like if you're from California, just the way you're dressed. If you're like walking around, well, it depends on where you're at too, because like if you're in Manhattan, like it's just everyone is in Manhattan, so like you'll run into like French people, you'll run into like a whole bunch of people that are just visiting. So it's kind of hard to tell like who's where. I mean, you can still tell who the tourists are and like who actually lives in New York, because one, I feel like New Yorkers have come to the conclusion that they're always gonna feel like they are humid, so they figured it out. Like, hey, I'm like normal. It doesn't matter now, because they'll wear like long sleeves and like pants and shit like that, and that's how I know I'm like he from New York, because he ain't no way
he comfortable in that.
Yeah, ain't no way he comfortable in that unless he from here, and even if he's not from here, he's still not comfortable in that. But yeah, so and then again, like you'll notice, because like we have such a like different, like New Yorkers are loud. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like these motherfuckers loud. Damn. Like they all loud, and you can like just tell. And they're not trying to be loud, but that's just them. Like they are loud
they're
people.
Used to talking over
and
the
Dominicans
subway.
Loud as hell. So there you go. So it's just like
shout out T.
Yeah, shout out T, a loud motherfucker. So you can tell like based off of how the people walk. Like again, like people in New York like kind of like walk a little like with a little sense of purpose, or they like, walk a little faster. And like you'll notice like they'll walk like. Because again, like there's like people, I don't know, there's a whole bunch of like traffic and shit there. So like the amount of people that use their horns out there is fucking hilarious. Bro, I swear, motherfuckers be honking for no reason.
When I hear a horn out here, I'm like, what's going on? Someone dying? What's going on?
It's weird if you don't hear a horn out there. Like if you go like 2 seconds without hearing a horn, like there's a problem. Damn. Bro, I swear to God. And then my mom was like, my stepmom was like, she's like, what the fuck are they honking about? And I was like, if you not moving on green, it's a problem. Bro, so yeah. And I was getting honked at. And like the driving, bro, I swear, it's like a third world country, bro. It don't matter. Stoplights and shit don't matter out there.
Jesus.
People just be running lights and just going. I'm like, damn, swerving in and out of lanes. But you have to be. Because you have to be so aggressive out there because of, one, like how many people are. And like people would just be walking and shit. And then two, like you got like taxi cabs are just trying to move by. You got people. It's so much like busy, but again, that's in Manhattan. So like if you go outside to like Manhattan, it's a little bit calmer. Like it's not a lot of people walking around. Like I mean, there is still a lot of people walking around. Like if we were in the Bronx, like everyone was walking in the Bronx, but there were still cars, but it wasn't as many. Like the traffic wasn't as bad. But yeah, you can tell like just who's from New York and who's not.
Damn. So
like, they can for sure tell.
So if you're visiting that area and like say you're a SoCal person like myself, what are like 3 things you gotta do? So one is eat at Joe's Pizza if you want good pizza. But you
gotta go to the Bronx. It's like no, like, hey, if you going to the Bronx, make sure you good out there.
Like go with someone who lives out there.
Bronx is the trenches. I ain't gonna lie to you. Jesus. So there's good parts of the Bronx. Like you have Yankee Stadium, you got the zoo, like the Bronx Zoo, the Botanical Garden, stuff like that. But like other than that, bro, that's like one of the boroughs that just got left alone. Like they really ain't doing much in the boroughs over there. I'm like, damn, like they need to hook these people up.
Damn.
Because it was looking a little rough out there.
Yeah.
Especially like because you can go up the wrong block on accident, like.
That's a problem.
And that's a problem. Like, depending on where you're at, like, you can walk up the wrong block, and that's just, like, on you. Like, you never been there before, and you're just walking. And, like, you go up the wrong, like, block at 158th Street, and it's a wrap or something like that. I don't know.
I asked Shawn what someone should, like me should do on the East Coast, and he's like, don't go in the Bronx.
I'm going to go to the zoo. But, yeah, I feel like everyone, this, like, the simple thing is, like, go see the Empire State Building. Like, that's not one of the tallest buildings anymore, but it's still like a dope thing to do. Like if they build like a whole like museum out of it, so you get to see like everything and like walk through the entire building, and then you get to go on top and like see the.
Was it you who said you were afraid of heights?
No,
not
me.
Never mind.
I'm not that scared of heights, unless I'm like on a tall ladder that I just don't trust. Like I can. Like I don't fuck with ladders. There's a complete difference. Like
Ladders are a little sketchy.
I'll go skydiving, but I won't fuck with a ladder. Like me going up a 10-foot ladder, nah, you gonna have to get somebody else.
Fair enough. All right, so Joe's Pizza, Empire State Building.
Yeah, Empire State Building. Go to the bodega. You know, go try something out at the bodegas.
All right, you got to give me 4 now.
Okay, food. Okay,
I'm not gonna tell someone to go to the bodega.
But you got to though. That's the thing. Though
You have to experience.
Yeah, you got to experience it because you never know. You got to get a chopped cheese down there.
The fuck did you just say?
Chopped cheese.
What'd you say to me?
The chopped cheese. Chopped cheese is like it's like a fire hamburger sandwich. In a sense, I don't know. I know but a lot of New Yorkers about to get upset for me for saying that.
All right,
but it's fire though.
cheese. All right, for sure.
But yeah, so other than food, let's take food out of the equation.
Yeah.
So like. Go to the Empire State Building. See the Empire State Building, like, because they have great views up there. Go to the Statue of Liberty, because why not? Go check that out.
You got to put that on the list.
Yeah, because, bro, it's a lot smaller than a lot of people think. A lot of people think that shit's big as hell. And then they go see it, and they're like, oh, wow. Not that big.
Fair enough.
So it's probably smaller than this building. I ain't going to load you.
Oh, my God. All right.
And then I'd say go check out some of the bridges. Like, go check out the Manhattan Bridge. Go check out the Brooklyn Bridge. Like, those things are cool to see. Like, they're giant fucking bridges. Like, these things are huge, and they go over the east River, and then East Channel, and then over the Hudson Bay or Hudson River. So do that, and then I guess you go to the Bronx Zoo. Like, I wanted to go there. I haven't been there yet, so that's like on one of my lists.
Yeah, you mentioned it 4 times now.
But yeah, and then you can go to the what is it called? It's not the Vortex. It's called the Vessel in like Lower Manhattan. They got this thing. It's like a little hexagon. It looks like a beehive, but it's like kind of newish. It's like only a couple years old, and it's like I don't know. It's like art, but it's super dope though. Like I'd go check that out. Something that I didn't do this time that I really wanted to do was go to the financial district and go see like Wall Street and all that, and go see the bull. And like,
so I would put that on top of like 3 of the other things.
Oh yeah, I mean that's like if it's my list, that would be on the top of my list. But like for like the average person, like you got to go see those big things because people don't know like that the financial district is in New York. Like some people don't even know Wall Street's in New York.
Damn.
So
get out from under.
Exactly. So it's like. When I be telling people like Wall Street's in New York, they're like, "What? I thought that was in like Washington D.C." I'm like, "Bro, you're a fucking idiot." But yeah, go see the financial district. Like that's something the World Trade Center. Like I would love to go see that. That thing is fucking huge. So that's like on the top of the list. And then there's one more thing I'd say to go do. Oh, check out it's huge, but go check out Central Park.
Ooh, yep.
Central Park is big as hell though.
Too.
I mean, like. You probably want.
It looks like a goddamn little city,
bro. Like, it basically is. That's just like 20 blocks of Jesus. Central Park. Like it's huge. Like so, that's something to go check out. And then you can go check out Central Station. I don't know why you go check that out, but I mean it's a good place to go see. I guess. Yeah. The UN is out there. You can kind of go by that. Some people might want to see what the UN looks like. The United Nations headquarters.
It's in New York?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I didn't even know that.
Yeah, see?
Learn something new today.
Bunch of flags and shit. Like, go see that. But yeah.
So, but as much fun as you had out there, like you were saying, this was a family trip.
Yeah. Unfortunately, yeah, it was a family trip. My grandma passed away, so that was like a little rough on the family. A little unexpected, so.
Condolences.
Yeah.
Glad to have you back, though, for sure. But definitely a tough time. And I think you kind of wanted to share, because I'm terrible at this stuff. Like, I struggle with it over the last, like, year. I had a grandma and uncle pass away.
Yeah.
And it's a tough time for sure. And really, I think I isolate myself a little bit. So you want to maybe talk a little bit today about the 5 stages of grief?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, again, like, it's I'm not really good with, like, people, like, passing away. And, like I deal with it in my own way. Mm-hmm. It's probably not, like, the best way to deal with it.
Same.
Like, it's probably, like, people think of it as in me being very, like I don't have sympathy or I don't have empathy, like, being very, like, close-minded, I would say. I don't know how to say it, but, like, I don't know. I think everyone is going to die eventually, obviously, and older people are obviously going to pass away. So, like, again, like me, I'm a little cold-hearted when it comes to it, but again, that could just be, like, coming from the 5 stages of grief. Like, you never know, like, what is it? The first one's denial, and then it's anger, and then it's bargaining, and then depression, and then acceptance. So it's like, that could literally just be me being in one of those 5 stages. And I feel like when my grandma passed away, it hurt me more that my dad was hurting more than me. You feel me?
Yeah.
Like, because we grow up with, like, such a strong, like, father figure, and we grow up with, like, the man being, like, the strongest person. So it's like, it sucks when I see, like, my pops being that emotional because, like, I grow up and then that's, like, the person that I look up to, and then that's the person, like, who, like, isn't supposed to show emotion. And it's like, it hurts me knowing that he's hurt. You feel me? So yeah, I mean, dealing with it in your own way is definitely the way to deal with it. Like, everyone's different and everyone's gonna deal with it in their own way. So that's why I feel like it didn't affect me as much as it would have affected, like, my pops. But, like, then again, like, it did affect me, but not to, like, an extreme. So yeah, it's weird when you have to deal with those stages, like acceptance, like, or what is it?
So yeah, denial, bargaining.
Denial, anger.
Bargaining. Oh yeah, denial, anger, bargaining, depression, and then acceptance. So, like,
denial is, like, saying what? It's like it's like your fault almost, or, like, it's like, oh, like, it is what it is. That type of thing.
So denial is, like, not accepting the way you feel about it. It could be a lot of things. Not accepting that it happened. This can't be happening. Type energy, or like if someone called you and you're at work and it's like someone just told you it happened, you're like, okay, and then, like, you kind of set it to the side and then you keep going about your day. I would say is, like, a form of it.
No, yeah, and I guarantee, like, I was in a stage of that because, like, when I found out, like, I told you, like, it was during that same day, and I guess, like, I kind of, like, put it to the side in a sense where I was like, okay, like, denial, like, that was for sure a stage, and, like, anger, I guess, could be a stage. Like, I for sure, like, was angry at myself because, like, I didn't go out there and visit her more often, and then I should. Like, I saw her, like, 2 years ago. Like, that was the last. Oh wait, no. Yeah, it was a year ago or 2 years ago, maybe. That was the last time I saw her. And so I guess that could have been, like, again, and then what was it? Bargaining. So, like, saying that, oh yeah, I wish I could have done this better, or comparing myself to other people is, like, a form of bargaining, and, like, oh, like, if I did this, then this wouldn't happen. So I don't know if I felt too hard in that stage, but and then depression, like, obviously I was depressed, like, to an extent, like, it's my grandma. You feel me? And then acceptance, like, I am at that stage now. Like, it happened, and, like, I got to see my family, and I got to move on from that, and I had a good moment with friends and family out there. So again, it was, like, the best of both worlds. Like, I got to, like, see the family, got to see friends, and then also had to accept the moment of, like, being her pallbearer and, like, bringing her out there. So, like, it is what it is at that point. So, like, now I'm in that stage. You feel me? Yeah. So, yeah. There's a lot that goes into it, but
I'm sure. And I think it's healthy to go through those stages because, like I was saying, I'm kind of terrible at this stuff because I feel like unintentionally I skip stages. Like, we could say it's, like, in a form of protecting ourselves or whatnot. But then it's like you couldn't get to acceptance if maybe you didn't feel depression, or you can't get to acceptance if you didn't let yourself be upset about it, because then maybe you won't truly ever get to acceptance. Like I feel like myself, I fall a lot in the denial, and then I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, all right, well, I'm accepting it now, it happened, and then all of a sudden I feel myself, because I didn't feel these 5 stages, or I didn't go through them, like some time will go by, and then I'll get mad at myself, that stuff, like, when was the last time I saw them? Like, I could have handled this better. And then, so is there a stage you feel like you struggle with more? And then if you do, like, what helps you get to acceptance? Because, like, right now, like, I've had people who have most recently worked for me, and like they had someone pass away and they weren't themselves for like the next 2 months.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think it all depends on like who passed away who passed away and like how close that person was to you. I think that's what's going to dramatically affect those stages that you're in. Because I guarantee if my pops passed away, bro, I'd be in a certain stage for a fucking minute. I think it just all depends on how close you were with that person. And like, cause I've had people like pass away before. Like I've had friends pass away in the military and stuff like. And again, like I go through those stages pretty quick, but
like people have gotten upset because they think I'm not feeling anything.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
It's like it's different.
Yeah, exactly. And what I do when I'm in that state of grief, like it's completely different from how certain people would react. So it's like me, like I do it a completely different way, probably to where I'm like stuck in like the denial phase almost, because I'm not realistically like acknowledging it. To an effect, because I keep pushing on about my day, and I'm like, oh cool, like I'm gonna go do this, or I'm gonna play video games, or I'm gonna do me, and like I'm gonna digest it myself. And that could just be me stuck in the denial phase, or me in the bargaining phase. Like it could just be that, or in the depression phase. Like it could just be all that at once. But then again, it all depends on who passed away and who, like how close you are to that person. And I feel like we're all going to go through those stages. Like you could say that you skipped some of the phases, but like you really didn't get to the acceptance phase because you didn't go through those first stages, because eventually you're going to get back to like the anger stage.
Yeah.
So realistically, you're just in the anger stage. Or
you just kind of put it off.
For exactly. You just put it off for a little bit. So I think that's how it works, in my opinion.
It makes sense.
Yeah.
Do you think going out to New York helped and like being with family?
Oh yeah, 100%. Because it was good. So it helped, one, like being around like my friends and family, because it helped me like remember like how much I do love like the East Coast, and how much I do love my family, how much I do like cherish about friends and stuff like that. So it definitely was good to go back out there and see some of like the family members that I haven't seen in a while, because I think the last time I seen all of them was when I went back home for my pop's birthday, and like that was like 3 years ago, 2-3 years ago. So that was when we were all together last time, and it was good seeing them, because again, like I'm not too close to my family like that, like how a lot of people are. Like a lot of people are like, oh yeah, I gotta go like see my family like every other weekend. Like there are people that are like that, and like that's more power to them. Like it's just me, like I'm more of an independent person, and just like I like my own space, and like I like my own space away from like my family. I don't know, like that's just how I am. Like so then again, like it's always good to go see them, because I don't get the chance to see them as often as some people do, because like I live in Cali, and like all my family is back on the East Coast, and I have some family out here, and even the family that's out here, I don't even go see them. Yeah. So it's like, damn, like maybe I should go see him. You feel me? So yeah, I mean, yeah, it was good. It was good though. Like it was good seeing everyone. It was good seeing like my aunts and uncles. So yeah.
So I guess making sure you feel the stages, going through the stages, knowing that it's okay. And it doesn't, the way you go through a stage is not going to be the same that someone else goes through another stage.
Oh, yeah, not at all.
Anything else that you would say kind of helps for other people who maybe don't have, I don't want to say easy time with it, but
I say
just people who I guess who want to get through those stages quicker.
I think staying productive and staying productive and like reaching out to family and friends is going to help you go through that. I think being close to the people that you care about is going to help you go through that quicker. Just because like you lost someone that you do care about, so you don't want to like isolate yourself. Yeah. You kind of want to be around that and be like, oh damn, like this is like kind of like why I enjoy this. I don't know, I don't know what that means, but yeah, I feel like you should be around the people that you cherish in that time, because it's going to help you kind of forget about it, because everyone's going through the same thing. So I think it just helps everyone at that time, and then also being productive throughout your day. So going to the gym or just doing stuff that's going to help you feel better, naturally. Me going to the gym always helps me feel better, or me playing video games always helps me feel better, or me hanging out with friends always helps me feel better. So that could be my way of coping with it. It might not be the best way of coping with it. You shouldn't go hang out with friends if your pops passes away. But then again, if that's going to help you get through it, then maybe that's what you need to do.
And at a certain point, that's healthy.
Yeah, exactly.
Go do it.
Yeah, exactly. So
maybe the moment after you get off that call or something, maybe not. But
yeah, exactly. But let it digest, obviously. And then do something that's going to make you feel better. Don't constantly just be in that bargaining phase where you're just oh, well, maybe if I did this more, or maybe if I did this, or thinking about the past or thinking about the future too much, should go out and just do something. That's the easiest way to get out of that phase, I feel like. Yeah. Or get out of the 5 stages of grief.
Yeah, is action.
Yeah. So, yeah, execute.
I think, you know what time it is.
5-minute fitness tip. We got done with all this little sad shit. I'm just kidding. But yeah, time to fix it up. And this week's 5-minute fitness tip is what? Tell them.
Today's 5-minute fitness tip is...
You don't even know. Today's 5-minute fitness tip is self-care. Self-care. Working on yourself. Yeah. You remember?
Bro, I stay ready, so I don't gotta get ready. I don't know what you're talking about.
But yeah, I think it's important to have self-care days. And when I say self-care days, I mean going out to the chiropractor, going to the massage, or even you just relaxing at the beach.
That's what I was about to say. Self-care is whatever that means to you. Exactly. Whatever puts more back into your tank, makes you feel more regenerated. If it's sleeping in on Sundays, well, if you're a type A personality, and you wake up at 5, 6 a.m.
Oh, I don't
6
do that,
other days of the week. Well, even if it's 9, even if you're waking up at 9, 10, but say you work super late, take that one day, sleep in a little longer if that's your self-care. But
that's my self-care. I love sleeping in. My self-care is sleeping in, playing video games, going golfing, hanging out with friends. That's my self-care. So yeah, definitely self-care is important, and it's the thing that's going to recharge you and re-energize you and give you that fuel for why you're doing what you're doing, I guess. Why you're in that state of grind. And it's there's a longer goal, and there's a longer end objective, and that self-care kind of helps you reflect on what that is. So
yeah, absolutely. So whether you're talking burnout, self-care really is just focusing on you only have so much in your bank, right? And as you deplete it throughout the week, throughout the month, throughout the year, throughout your life, you're going to be expending things from that bank, whether it's mentally, whether it's physically, whether it's emotionally. So you're going to have to take times to put it on pause, or maybe take a step back. So what you're saying is look at the bigger picture, and now we can make the right moves to move forward. Because if you're on E already, bro, you got to refill before that you get that car moving forward. So
bro,
if it's your workouts and you haven't taken a rest day in forever, if it's your meals and you haven't taken a refeed, or what we call the cheat meal, or if it's you haven't taken a day for yourself, it's time to reflect and do it. So
it's time to get out there and self-care.
For self-care, and people are well, I don't know what to do. I always feel guilty, blah, blah, blah. What should it be? You said, what were yours?
Beach. It's
Stop. Yeah, stop. I mean...
Stop overthinking it, damn it.
Some of y'all might feel guilty because maybe you didn't do as much as you thought you could do throughout the week. But even then, it's all relative. One person's 100% could look 100% different from what your 100% throughout the week does. Now, 100%. Don't use that as an excuse, because God damn it, some of y'all will.
Don't be like, I went to the gym one day this week and I had work all week and that was my 100%. Don't lie to yourself. But if be that is your 100%. But realistically, if that is your 100% and you know at the end of the week, I really gave it my all this week and I definitely need a day to recover and regenerate, then take a day and
or more.
Or more, yeah. Or more.
More than just a day.
Yeah, take a vacation. Get out there and really get a chance for you to recover and understand what makes you happy as a person. That's what I do on my self-care days. My self-care days consist of me golfing, me sleeping in with my dog and my girl, and me hanging out with friends. Like that's what I do for self-care.
And I think when people ask me like if I'm an introvert and extrovert, one of the biggest things is when I'm around people that I guess enjoy being around, friends, family, coworkers. Like that's probably one of the things that, sure, it takes a little bit of emotional and mental energy away from me, but in the long run, it provides me so much more back when I get to spend time with groups of people.
Yeah, me too, bro. That's the same thing. Like I'm an extrovert introvert. Mm-hmm. Like I definitely love being around people and I love like doing that. But like sometimes like my self-care days are just me being by myself.
Close the blinds.
Exactly.
No one talk
me
to
just
me.
really like just being by myself and like being away from everything and like just doing my own thing. Like that's like my self-care days some days. Like some days they're opposite. Like some days like I want to be around everyone and then there's some days where like that introvert comes out in me and I'm like, you know what, like I'm trying to shut everybody out and I'm just trying to just cool it and like watch TV all day.
Yeah, it's what you need at the moment.
Exactly. Like that's what I need for a refeed. You feel me?
So for a refeed.
Yeah, what's yours?
Golfing, socialization with big groups of people, or even just maybe one person, but just like being, what's the word I'm looking for? But immersed in that.
That time,
yeah,
being present in that time with that person, yeah.
Not just like like on my phone driving somewhere. Like I'm actually present in that moment. Golf, working out always is a version of self-care for me.
Yeah, for sure.
Because I love it and it's part of my job. So sometimes I look at fitness a little differently. When I'm on vacation, that's like one of the number one things I do is take more time when it comes to my fitness.
Yeah, because there's times where like maybe your workouts are rushed throughout the week because everything that's going on, and like maybe like your self-care is like having a really good pump.
Yep.
For 2 hours, like
That's
you really get in there and put in work.
Yeah,
like, that's one of my greatest.
Yeah, and I don't have a time I have to leave the gym and go be somewhere.
I love that shit, and I'm like, I'm in here all day. I'm just gonna do whatever, and like I don't have to worry about like me like trying to rush up out of there.
Yeah.
So yeah, that could be a form of self-care too.
Yeah. Other self-care, getting my hair done. Shout out to my barber, Marcos.
Shout out to my barber.
Barber.
Shout out to my barber, JP the barber. Go hit him up.
Yeah, against the grain.
Yeah.
But that's one of them. I think that's some of the biggest ones. Yeah.
All right, well, get out there and go get some self-care.
Do
damn
some
it.
Self-care.
You know what you could do for self-care? Go listen to the Hustle Huddle podcast. That's for goddamn sure. You could go hit us up on Instagram, fucking YouTube, TikTok,
Spotify. Any goddamn where, anywhere that has
music,
a podcast.
anything that got a podcast, anything you could listen to something, go hit us up. That could be your self-care for the day. You feel me?
100%.
And don't forget that hustle is the only controllable pillar of success. So get out there.